The Celtic Unrestricted View is sponsored by AB Entertainment. It's a DJ and entertainment business. And we are also partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. Both our sponsor and our partner are on social media and can be found on Facebook or Instagram. So feel free, guys, to check them out as they offer fantastic services, and enjoy the upcoming episode. Hail, hail. Good evening and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's a dial-in, talk to Tims. We've had a great weekend. Celtic won comprehensively in the derby. There's been lots to get through tonight, folks. Good man, Mr. Alan Stirling's joining me on the show. Celtic won 3-0, Alan. Comfortable weekend, great weekend. Obviously, we've had transfers coming in the last minute and the deadline. Business getting done. Celtic looking good. And all is rosy in the garden, mate, as we're going into this international break. And we're all happy. Good evening, mate. Hope you've had a lovely weekend.
Aye, the dogs keep barking and the caravans keep rolling. So aye, that's how the weekends went. Very, very well. Very impressed with yesterday, and like most of Glasgow now, we've got smiling, happy faces on us. Know what they're upset. They're about a wee bit in meltdown mode because maybe the tactics with, I don't know, I'd call Mike Bassett or Ted Lasso is one of them, isn't he? So, happy days in this household anyway, so
I think he's like having a quantum leap, isn't he? He goes in with that wee hang he's on, he's like that. Siggy says there's a 55% chance we might get a draw.
Aye. So somebody put up saying on Twitter earlier, see when Homer shaves his beard, he's a double of Homer Simpson. Double.
Brilliant. So, absolutely brilliant.
It's good to be on the kind of laughing end and not being laughed at. So we seem to be getting kind of used to that. So, very good weekend. I hope you're well and hope everybody is watching as well.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Obviously, I was at the game in attendance yesterday, and I don't care what anybody says, Alan. I think, from my perspective, looking in the derby, and you know, people say about the away fans getting in and stuff like that. I don't miss them, mate. I don't know what it is. I do not miss them at all. Celtic Park was bouncing before the game. Even before the game started, you could feel it building, and but like, the way you could in the February game when we beat them 3-0 as well that night under Big Ange, and everything was starting to turn then. That's the feeling you had before yesterday's game, and yeah, it's highly surprising it turned out the way it did, mate.
It's good and happy when we were at home. Obviously, the guys that go to kind of every away match, they'd be the ones that's kind of suffering for it. But it does, I know we like kind of all the off fans, but I think it does kind of maybe detract for the overall spectacle, shall we say, that is well, it used to be a 2-horse race. It used to be a 2-horse race that Sky wanted to get the most viewing figures for that, and we fancy both sides. That was somewhat would kind of elevate the spectacle, but
yes,
I don't know how many of the lot would want to go now if they're going to watch that every time. So you need to weigh these things up, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, looking yesterday, mate, there was a lot of unsavoury scenes we saw outside their stadium. And I know, obviously, up to now they've not been playing in their stadium, but aye, it was
Where is the
quite a
captain?
bad.
Anyway?
What's that?
Where is the captain? Where's the captain?
I don't know, man. He looked as if he came out that door. He looked like a wee boy in a shell suit, didn't he?
He's still running away if he dies in my day.
Aye, somebody seen him at 7:30 running down Paisley Road West. My head,
Probably
had already lapped him twice. But yeah, obviously the game we'll touch on as we go, because that's what we want to do. Definitely, we want to get into the nitty gritty things of it. But I want to say a massive good evening to every one of you that's in the comment chat, and everybody that's watching us tonight. Also, thanks for taking the time with us on the Monday evening to come on, and some of you are having a chat with us in the comments, and some of you are watching, and obviously a couple of people tonight are going to come on and have a chat with us tonight as well regarding events that's happened for Celtic over the last 4 or 5 days, because obviously we've had, like I say, we've signings coming in as well, so we'll be touching on that also. And now we're obviously into the international break. So a couple of comments in early doors, and evening, JP and Alan. And a big well done to Brendan for completing his new signings. Obviously, what we're going to touch on. Plunge says, cheer, Stoops. Good evening, mate. Kaiser, good evening, mate. He says, yo, legends. And what a name this is, by the way. I don't think I've ever saw this name pop up in the comments before. Tobias Jugimus. What a name that is. And he's just said, hail, boys. And we've got George as well. And he said, evening, hula hoops. I've never been called that before. But, hi. Okay. As long as I'm no beef flavour, we're all right.
Or the beef flavoured anything, do you?
On a Monday night anyway, mate. Matt McDonald, he says, hail to the host and chat. Good evening, mate. I hope you're well. Big Rab Beanaz is in as well. He said, hail, guys. And John Clifford, hola from Tenerife, Alan.
Don't you rub it in, man.
He's rubbing it into you,
John.
mate. Good evening, John. He's rubbing it into
you. We had to say that, didn't he?
Thomas Hand also. Evening, JP and Alan and the chat. We will call him back on again. I've not seen him for ages. Scott Melville, how are you doing, mate? It's good to see you, pal. He just looks like we will call him in that photo with a yellow whistle on his neck, doesn't he? Even though that man's a luminous, but there you go. Yeah. Monty's in as well. He says, good evening. Good evening to you all. As I said, it's lovely to have you back in. Yeah, so Alan, obviously, before we get to the game, Friday comes, we're all sitting texting each other like mad. We're all going, right, we done Friday night. Me, Ryan and Barry Bannon were on, and we had a chat. And when we were live, I think this is probably one of the first times this has happened, we signed a player. So Celtic actually physically signed Austin Trusty. And the deal was completed. And that's what put an end to all the speculation about that photo that you'd put in earlier saying, I wonder who that is. And it turned out to be him. So Austin Trusty signed, and then we came off and we're thinking to ourselves, all right, we know about another couple of signings, so what's happening? And I thought it was excellent, mate, when they go to Luke Shanley and Celtic Parks in sheer darkness. Next minute, every light in the house got turned on, and he was like that, as if, what is going on? He's like, we've lit the place up again. And in came Arnie Engels, and then followed shortly after that was Luke McKeown, mate. A great end to the windy one. It was great for the excitement, the building, and like the build up to it, everything at all. And obviously, it was good to see them make their debuts yesterday for us as well. So
I think it had to be a strong end to the window. I think there was a kind of a slight level of kind of frustration with the lack of kind of business we'd done previously amongst the fans. Obviously, the football we're playing on the park is kind of made up for that. But there was a bit of frustration kind of looming, shall we say, because maybe the figures that's been posted and the Matt O'Reilly sale. So we had to make a strong a strong end to the window. We happened to do that. I would have possibly liked another one in, maybe covering the wing position. I know we spoke about that. But at the end of the day, you can't have everything perfect. And they've seemingly back to manager. To spend the best part of £18 million on deadline day within 3 players, that's quite substantial for a club that plays their football in Scotland. So we must be pleased. As I say, it's maybe not as perfect as we would like with the timing and the players that were brought in or the amount, but if you would have offered me that at the start of the window, I think we all would have been kind of relatively pleased. And we've seen slight wee moments for the players that a couple of the players that's come in and that on Friday. Seen them against the Rangers game, and it was very positive. All the players going on their pedigree and their profile. I'm really excited to let's see what they've got. Let's see how far they can progress, and yeah, everything's looking very positive at present, and it's going to be a big season ahead of us.
Yeah. I just see Plunge comment there. He says he's still inebriated just now from last night, and he meant to say hello, troops, not what he said at the beginning.
Oops, wasn't it?
We were actually just sitting here thinking, Plunge, that you hadn't had your Rice Krispies today, mate. So that's how, obviously, I'm glad you've clarified it.
He said something a bit more snap, crackle and pop, didn't he?
Aye. Just to touch on as well, he made a comment the other night when we were on, and he said that I was happy clapping. I tell you what, mate, I'm happy clapping all the way now because, as Alan's just touched on there, what a finish to the transfer window it's been. And the options now it's given us in my squad allowed us to happy clap even louder yesterday when the team, like I says, won comprehensively. Alan, I just want to touch on, we've got our first caller in waiting just now. I just want to touch on the glow that we saw in young Luke McCown's face. Now there's a lad, mate, he's living our dream. So every one of us wanted to play for Celtic, and unfortunately we never got there. But Luke's he's had to do the hard yards. He's had to do it with United, then come up to Dundee, and now he's made a massive step up into Celtic. And I tell you what, by the way, I know he had a cameo yesterday and he got brought on when the game was practically done. But the lad never looked out of place. He's able to take the ball really well. I think it was one where he totally turns inside Connor Barron and he just leaves him standing. He turns away and he gives the ball out wide to Daisen Maeda. He certainly looks as if he's got a bit of ability. And I'm really looking forward to this signing, Alan, for more than one reason, because I really do think, in similar terms to Callum McGregor, he's a ball carrier. And I think over time, when he becomes accustomed to his colleagues and people round about him at Celtic, and obviously maybe playing in a side, Alan, that's used to possession football, he's been playing at a lower level for Celtic, no disrespect. But to now see him coming in, and I loved his interview after the game when he spoke to him, and he says, listen, I'm not here just to take part, just to be happy to, be part of Celtic. He said, no, I'm here to fight for my place and try and get myself into the team. Totally remarkable.
It's every one of your dreams. Even when you go like a tour and dine at Celtic Park, when you walk out of that tunnel, you get goosebumps, and you know that yourself. So I could only dream and imagine what it'd be like to make your debut coming off the bench in a game like yesterday. That's kind of every one of our dreams. So I think that's a good thing for the squad and the team as well. I know that it's, but 9 times out of 10, it's about quality and how much quality you've got within yourself that's going to get you that move to Celtic. But at the end of the day as well, this guy, he's grew up supporting Celtic. He knows what it means. He's got that kind of passion within him. And that can only help, having that kind of fight and that kind of passion in one of our homegrown players for Scotland that adds to the Champions League squad as well. So
100%. I
like the fact that we've brought in one player that knows exactly what's expected of him at Celtic. He knows kind of the feeling of a fan. Like he's been a fan that's been winning
Yeah.
constantly within the last kind of number of years. So
Yep.
I think it's very positive that we've got somebody that knows what it means to be a Celtic fan, so he can relay that onto the park, and I think we'll see more of Luke McCowan in the near future. But I think he done everything in a professional manner yesterday.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing really to point out that went wrong. And that can only bode well for the future, and hopefully he can kick on and be a very important part of our squad.
Yeah, I always say, Alan, when you're talented like that and you've got ability, when you come in and you put better players round about you, it's only progressively you're going to get better. And if you're not, then you're in the wrong thing, you know. George Robertson, he says, JP, are you Jim White for tonight? And the answer to that would be seriously no, because I don't have my yellow tie on, George.
So, and
I would appreciate, mate. I'm afraid that's strike one of insulting me. So you can it, Janet, as they say. But it's time now, Alan, to bring our first caller of the evening and with us to get the thoughts of this individual. And it is no more than another, Mr. Francis Lester. Good evening, Francis. How are you?
Always look on the bright side of life.
There you go.
Fantastic voice. How are you?
Can't use folks in the chat lucky as well. We've got a wee song. Francis, good evening, mate. Hope you're well.
Sorry, I'm holding this phone at an awkward angle tonight because I nearly ran out of battery and I've had to plug it in. I don't have any of your technical things, you know, like mic holders and all that carry on. So excuse the awkward angle.
This is the thing I know. And the good thing about going live is it's just unexpected, Francis. It's these things happen. Technology, you just can't. Sometimes you can't do anything about it.
This is true. This is true. No, it's good to be back on, lads.
Had a nice weekend.
I had a fantastic weekend. Absolutely brilliant. No, I enjoyed every second of that yesterday. It was absolutely brilliant. And that, you stole a wee bit of my thunder because I was actually one of my biggest thoughts was coming on was how good was wee Luke McCowan when he came on. I thought he was tremendous. And I was very, very impressed with Paulo Bernardo as well. That first 45, I thought he was excellent. I thought he broke up the play, took the ball in, laid it up. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Considering he's no really match fit yet either. He's only had 60 minutes last week, wasn't it? And then another 60 minutes yesterday. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But the whole team yesterday were great. You know, I mean, I enjoyed it from start to finish. I was there again with my grandsons and it was just absolutely magic. Apart from the first maybe 5-10 minutes when they were high pressing us and we were trying to get a wee bit tricky, trying to get out at the back. But after that, we just took over. I think that the offside goal spooked them, definitely spooked them, because they just fell back into defence as soon as we created that opportunity and took it. And I think they continued to play as if they were 1-0 down. You know, that's the way I felt about it. But to come back, we just tore them in ribbons. I thought it was a great performance. And saying that, I thought that we never really got out. I would say we never really got out of second gear. I don't think we really, you know, we could have punished them even more. You know, so fantastic day.
Just as you're chatting away there, Francis, I brought Ryan's comment up for a reason there. He's typed at the bottom of that. Credit to Liam Scales, he was excellent. Now, I'd imagine Ryan's hand must have been severely shaken. And at the point, a water running off it, trying to type that in.
He was. He was.
He's not done that. I don't know.
I actually think Ryan's maybe got somebody to type that for him, by the way. There's no way he's done that himself.
I thought Scales was excellent yesterday. I thought he was really good. Class. I thought he had a really good game, you know, and I don't know, I'm starting to see a wee bit better because I've been critical of him as well, you know. Still does the odd, when he gets put under a bit of heavy pressure, he can panic a wee bit, but I'm starting to see a wee bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It comes into his play, he's starting to get a wee bit more composure, I think, you know. I think he's starting to learn that he doesn't need to just...
that's something that's building, Francis, with the manager with him?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. And
I've seen a big difference in him since Casper came into the team. Maybe not so much Joe Hart, but since Casper's come into the team and the ball seems to be moving a bit quicker in there, I think there's a bit of a difference in him now.
Yeah. I think he's definitely helped knowing he's got Casper behind him. I think as well. But as you say, I think Brendan's bringing a lot of players on that way. You know, I mean, that's a lot of people have been saying since the weekend how many players Brendan's actually improved at the club.
Yeah.
And when you look out the road at Lord Voldemort, I mean, how many players has he improved?
Yeah,
I don't think there's any. I mean, that abuse they were all giving that mob yesterday was. I mean, I'm not up for that. I think that's terrible. I don't subscribe to that kind of action. You know, going and shouting abuse at people. But I thought it was pretty bad. And the fact that their own fans are filming it and then putting it on social media as well. There's something wrong with it, people. You know? You would want to hide that for folk, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. Alan, you're a cool man, Alan. You're a cool man.
Laugh, mate.
Alan, just as Francis was saying at the beginning, mate, you know, I spoke to you boys yesterday after the game had finished, coming home from the game, and, you know, my feelings on Paolo Bernardo, I thought he, you know, money well spent. I mean, we only paid 3.5 million. It's starting to look like that was an absolute robbing. You know, we've still been wearing a mask against Benfica there because of the way the guy can, the legs the guy has, the energy, everything. My dad actually says to me yesterday, JP, he says, do you know what? Sterling Matt O'Reilly might be the best thing for Celtic. And I went, no, I can see where you're coming from there, Dad, because I really do think this might sound mental, but see in about a year or two from now, I think he might
go for me.
And he's not going to, we're not going to miss O'Reilly, if that makes sense, because of now the lad Ongles is in. And then, yeah, he is, but he's getting more big about him, Alan. And he just gives you that, he takes the pressure off Callum McGregor so well.
I think he's maybe an 8. I think that Rio Hitati needs to worry about his position being taken off him because that Paolo Bernardo was absolutely instrumental yesterday. He covered every blade of grass, and for me, it was man of the match by a long distance. I thought it absolutely incredible, and that's probably the best performance I've seen him play. I thought, like Francis was saying, start was a kind of slow start. With the first 10 minutes or so, we were getting pressed, but I think after that, it was kind of cruise control. We didn't come out of second gear. And although there was kind of everybody definitely pass marks, I think we can actually play better than that. I think we've seen better performances than that. And I think that's a scary outlook for Scottish football because it was just a very accomplished, professional performance. And it's the fight and the attitude as well. It's the togetherness, the cohesion between the team. It's everything that's just coming together, and you can see that. But that's what Brendan's kind of working toward. And you're looking at even that the run back that Kyogo made as well. Like 60 yards he's ran back to gain the ball back. That just shows the cohesion between the team, that they're all fighting for one another. And I know that there was a lot of good football played yesterday, but my overall number one that I've taken out of that yesterday is how much a team we actually are. It's how well we're working together and how well the players are fusing together under Brendan. And if we've got players that we've brought in for kind of record fees that are going to add to that and technical ability, then so be it. But we've got the foundation here is something really, really special, I think, going forward. And I think that's all down to one man, and that's Mr. Rodgers.
Yeah, definitely. Francis, what's your take on the like Alan says there, the team's not just the way that we're playing, the overall energy of the team, the body language of the team, because you look at both sets of players yesterday and the body language. Tavernier gives the ball away and then he ambles back in. He puts his team in trouble and then he ambles back in. You look at the centre-back pairing of Proper and John Souttar. Now, Proper gives Kyogo at least 25 to 27 yards. No, 25 to 27 yards to turn. On a half turn, scanning it, and then turning, and then shooting at goal. When Jack Butland's standing outside the forge, leaving him the other side of the goal to score in. You're like, what? This is what I'm saying about one set of body language to the other. What's your take on the way Celtic are playing, their counter-pressing, the speed of play, everything in the mix?
Definitely. That's one thing I've noticed, and everybody is getting involved in when we lose the ball, fighting to get it back. I mean, I know the point was actually made on the. I seen it on the television later on last night about that one when Kyogo was up one end of the park and he gets back all the way back up the park to take the ball off. I think it was Lawrence. Lawrence was breaking, and he runs all the way back and he takes it. But incredible, man, absolutely incredible. Yeah. But it's happening all over the park. Taylor did it as well. For the fact it was at the second goal, was it Taylor that robbed the ball off a?
Taylor took the ball off Tierney.
Off Tierney.
Yep.
I mean,
and a great pass after that.
The work rate of the team for me, it's totally different for last season. I see a different team altogether now. It's the work rate. It seems to have doubled. Everybody shut. As soon as we lost the ball, whatever player's nearest to that player, they go and fight to get the ball back as quickly as possible. If any of the players lose the ball personally, they go and fight to get it back. But as you say, Rangers, they're giving the ball away, and it's like Kevin and Perry, that I've lost the ball, and they don't.
Yeah.
Aye, and they take the pet, and it was unbelievable. I mean, you could hear the rain mob slagging them to death about it. They just don't want to run or go and fight for the ball. But as I say, in saying that as well, I still believe that we can play a lot better than we did yesterday. And it should have ended up with at least five yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, the one we Hatate should have put that one in the top corner when it broke to him. That was easy.
I actually put my head in my hands in that moment, lads, because it wasn't the fact of the miss. It was the fact that I thought the ball was going to hit my motor.
I know it was poor.
Really feared the worst.
That technical ability, you're expecting to kind of at least hit the target.
Exactly, I know. I think
he'd already gave the goalie the eyes and sent him the wrong way. The goalie went before that even hit it.
But I'll tell you something. A lot of teams, I think, will start targeting Butland because he cannot get down to his left. He's slow as a week in the jail trying to dive to his left. You look at all the goals they've lost pre-season and some of the blunders, all been made down to his left.
Yeah, he did actually save one because Proper nearly scored his second goal of the season, which would have been another OG. He nearly put it in his own net and it went down to his left, and he did get to it. But I actually think he stumbled and fell, and that's how he saved it. I don't think he actually meant to dive.
When you look at Kyogo's goal for behind him, I don't know if you've seen the Celtic TV, the angle thing they do and they show it for all the different angles.
Yeah,
there's an angle that showed you from behind Kyogo, and you can actually see him looking up, and Butland is away over to looking at the goals. He's away over to his right, but our left, looking at it.
Yeah,
he's way out of position, and you can. But Kyogo, the problem for Butland there was how early Kyogo took the strike. I didn't expect him to hit it when he hit it. He hit it so early that he didn't even get a chance to move his feet, and there was no way he was getting down to it once he hit it. Because he just passed it into the corner.
If you take that chance, it can happen. I mean, Kyogo's done all he could do. He's made
he's
target.
So there was a few occasions yesterday that he made a couple of fantastic runs, especially in the first half. And I was screaming. In fact, I think one of them was CCV, had the ball, and he's screaming at him, give me the ball, and he made a great run. And I thought
he does the build-up work. He walks into the middle of the park with the ball, and then Kyogo broke the line to get through the middle, and he passes it wide, and I'm like, give him the ball, man.
And he daydreamed. He just daydreamed and played it. I think he played it out either. I can't remember where he played it. I think he played it into the middle somewhere, but I thought
it went to Kuhn. The ball went to Kuhn.
Was it Kuhn went to the right?
Yeah, it went to Kuhn out to the right, yeah.
But there was another one as well that he made a run. He done a wee kind of circular turn and done a wee run. And I think it was Taylor that had the ball on the left-hand side. I remember that one. And I thought, and I seen him putting his hand up and he made a wee run. And I thought, if he spots him, he's in again.
Yeah.
They just can't cope with his pace. And it's his quickness of thinking as well as his physical pace. He's quick up there. And that's the difference.
100%. So it was a good day all round for you then, mate.
Fantastic. I was extremely pleased for my big pal. As you know, my big pal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my big pal Tony is terminally ill with cancer in hospital just now. So a big shout out to the big man. I think he was going to try and watch tonight if he's no sleeping. But if you're watching, big man, love you to death. He loves the Celtic. He's been a Celtic man all his life for me. And I was so pleased we won for him, you know. So delighted, boys. Delighted. Great weekend.
Yeah, we're all thinking of you, Tony, if you're watching, pal. So keep up the fight and good luck to you, pal.
Magic, boys.
All right, Francis. Thank you very much for calling in, mate.
Take care, mate. Have a good one.
You
Cheers,
too.
Francis.
Hail, boys.
Bye-bye, mate. Hail, mate. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, I was really sad to hear the news of Francis's mate. He told me about it the other night, and I was really taken back by it, because this is it, Alan, as well, in life, mate. Sometimes you just don't know the minute, and you've got to try and live life to the full, mate.
You don't know what's really called there, so we send all our best wishes to Tony and family, and just hopefully everything goes as well as possible, and it's a horrible thing to hear.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Obviously Tony's family as well. Thoughts are with him as well.
Yeah.
But going back to the game, Alan, you've talked about Bernardo. Maeda was unreal. Unbelievable. He's running. The way that guy runs about that football park is frightening. The one that he closes down, it was the one he wins the ball high up the field in the final third, and then the ball gets flipped out. I think it's Suter makes a panicky sort of clearance, and it goes downfield. I think is it Diamande that wins? He kind of wins a header, and it goes to Tierney, and Maeda runs the length of the pitch, and he knocks the ball off of Tierney, and then that's the one Tierney gives a needless foul away to Alistair Johnson, because the ball then gets knocked down into our left back area.
Yeah.
And it's going out for a throw into Rangers. And he fouls Alistair Johnson. And Johnson just stands up with a big smile on his face as if to say, I won that one.
Was the breakaway, because that was the point I was like, why is Alistair Johnston all there? Was that not just after a corner to us, wasn't it? I'm sure.
Yeah, it was, mate. It came off a set piece.
So bad. It doesn't matter. They had the same amount of shots in target now, so that the 3 points don't matter or anything. It's all about the shots in target cup, and or the possession.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I'm surprised they never came away with a moral victory stuff again, because that's usually his go-to, isn't it?
We'd more shies than you or something. There's something like that. Little mascot's taller than real mascot.
They were all on your own half.
It's terrible. Terrible to laugh.
As soon as I saw the two teams, and I saw Callum McGregor, Paulo Bernardo, Neil Atati up against Dijon Sterling, Diamande and Connor Barron, I knew right away it was going to happen, mate, because that's just a total mismatch. Mismatch.
That Dijon Mustard, he was the next big king, wasn't he? He was the next big king.
Do you know the best thing I would do with him? I would put him to right back and take Tavernier out their team.
Chelsea have got about 6 million players, and they've let him go. Know what I mean? They must be that bad.
I know.
I think they've got a world beater, and then the guy from Aberdeen, I know he's the next one. He'll be the next hard man that Callum has to put in his bum.
100%. It was Tom Lawrence, the last one. Remember, and they asked him, "Were you the next hard man?"
So I'll be wee Connor Barron next, won't it? See how that goes. Be nice to do it in the rain midden.
We've got our next caller up and available, and we'll get him into chat with us and see what his thoughts were on the weekend's events. It's Robbie. Good evening, Robbie. How are you, pal?
Good evening, Robbie.
Well, man, how are you?
Good, man.
Fantastic.
How are you?
Oh, man, happy Mondays. Happy Mondays.
Band.
Geez, it was, look, listen, it was bloody brilliant, so it was. I was anxious. Like, listen, no matter how well we're doing and vice versa, like, and they're getting dogged all week there, and what we're going to do, 3-4-0 and whatever, and you're like, it's like, I hate when people talk like that. I said, it drives me mad. I would have taken 1-0 all day, and as I said, it went according to plan, and again, performance was like I'm really looking at Kuhn. Like, I want to see what he's going to really bring to the show, and like every game he's played so far this year has been brilliant. And the same thing with Scales, like, you know, you think there's always fans there waiting to pounce, and he's, you know, and doing something wrong, and he had a solid display. And I hope the Irish manager was watching that now, and you know he might be in with a say come next Saturday against England. That's another massive reason. I was delighted with his display, and yeah, happy days. But as I said, them two players, they're the ones I'm kind of concentrating on out of that 11, and you know a lot of people are focusing on them. Kuhn, it's going to be a massive year for him, and he's doing everything right so far. And again, domestically, you know, you can't fault Scales. I think he's been again one of the top performers since the league started. So happy days.
Yeah, Robbie, what's impressing you most? Sorry, Robbie, I've got a wee question for Anne Jem saying, were you over for the game yesterday, first and foremost?
What? No, I wasn't over.
No.
There was a few of the club members over. I was working over the weekend, but I got out to watch it with it would have been the local CSC in Limerick City, the Sean South. I was actually out watching with a few of them boys yesterday. No, I wasn't over myself yesterday.
Okay. What's impressing you most with Nicholas Kuhn? Because for me, mate, I've saw a big change in his energy. I've seen a big change in his belief.
That's what I was going to say. I see what.
He's starting. He's starting. What we need, like for it, you need to have someone. You need to have the confidence, especially in his position, to run at players. You have to be able to run at players. They're not playing their position right otherwise. And again, he's reading the game. The first ball put through for the VAR decision, like he's just doing everything right. So he was and he's you can see the confidence in him as well. It's brilliant, and I like even like the end of last year. I was like, is he going to be good enough to hold the place on, or are we going to be looking at Forest again at the start of this year? And like I'm so happy with the way he's performed so far this year.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
I think that's why he stepped up. I think myself, you, JP, and Ryan, we spoke about last year, and there was 3 wingers that weren't particularly tracking runners, that weren't putting all their effort in running back. That was kind of Palmer, Yang, and Kuhn. Kuhn's brought that in his game. The amount of effort, the amount of running, tracking runners, chasing back, putting all the effort in. I don't think it's any coincidence that now Kuhn's been picked in front of the likes of kind of Yang, Palmer, and now Forrest as well. So I think he's realised what it means to play for Celtic. He's realised what it takes, how much effort that has to be put forward, and he's producing that. So fair play to him. He's realised what it takes to play for Celtic, and now he's coming forward with the goods. And you love to see that, especially when it comes to kind of fighting for the badge and kind of putting that effort in that's necessary.
Robbie, you mentioned another fella in Liam Scales. Now, me personally, I've never really understood the level of criticism I've seen Liam Scales getting. Okay, I understand he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand he doesn't look like a footballer. For me, he just looks like a big Viking with that hair and everything. He just looks like a big warrior. But I'd love to see him coming in my bread zone one day in a tattoo or something like that. He just looked mental. But no, I've always liked Liam Scales. And what I find mostly impressive about the lad is how fit he is.
Yeah.
He can play every single game. And he's there and he's available. And he's, like I say, and he gives everything he's got, man. You're learning. Playing under this manager.
And you know what? He's like that. I remember Scales when he first started in the Irish League. He started off with UCD. Now, I stand to be corrected, but I think that was his first club. I know was he attending university there, college at the time, whatever. But he was, he stood out. He stood out even at that level. Like, and I'm surprised he snapped up quicker at the time, but. As I said, I'm just delighted the way he's come along and whatever domestically. I'm just happy with him domestically. Is Trusty going to be brought into the frame for Europe now for Bratislava first? We don't know. As I said, it's going to be hard to drop Scales. And again, with the international break coming up, I hope he might. Just hoping the other fella was watching that yesterday, the new Irish manager. He might have a say now. You don't know.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Yeah.
He has played for Ireland before, hasn't he?
He's got a few caps, so he has. Yeah. He's got a few caps. I think he's warranted. he's warranted his start. Like you will, you've Darrell O'Shea there, and you have the Sheffield United centre half. What's his name? Oh God, I can't think of it now. But there's 2 or 3 other decent players, Premiership level, that are on the Irish setup. So he'll find it hard to get a starting spot. Look, you don't know. Yesterday only could have given him another plus there. So look, we'll see what the weekend brings. And so I say he's in the squad all right, but just see will he make it into the first 11? Time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah. Alan, obviously Robbie touches on 2 players there, Nicholas Kuhn and Liam Scales. You're looking at Liam Scales, mate, and he played a full Champions League campaign last season, so he's got that under his belt. He's playing under this manager, he's progressing, he's made him a better player in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he's doing everything, in my opinion, simply. And he's not, he's not doing anything too silky, but what I've noticed in him, Alan, is a change in his physique. He looks bigger, top.
He has,
top.
And
he looks like he's... And he's looking like, Alan, he's reaping the benefits of whatever training programme he's been on under the manager.
Yeah.
And just as Robbie says there, Alan, to get himself into the Irish team, managers look for this. They look how fit players are. They look, what levels they're playing at. Well, he's playing in derbies. He's undefeated in a derby. Let's just say that as well. His record's impeccable in a derby, along with the Celtic team. But he's been to Ibrox. He's won. He's played in the Champions League. So again, mate, the managers all look for things like that before they make decisions on their squad numbers, mate.
We've got to applaud what Liam Scales has achieved over the last kind of year to 17 months, etc. He's come in. We've obviously said before that he went to Aberdeen. He didn't really set the head in a light, but that last pre-season, something really changed. I don't know if he's kind of took advantage of the fact that there was kind of defenders there that maybe weren't to Brendan's taste. So he's come in, he's took advantage of that. He's made the place his own. The centre half position next to Carter Vickers. So you need to applaud him for that kind of fight, that kind of ability for him to do that. So he's for me, the end of last season and somewhat the beginning of this season at pre-season, he's been making kind of a few mistakes, shall we say, that he's getting targeted. But for me, I've said all along that I would love to see Liam Scales as one of our squad kind of centre halves, and I think that's probably the ideal way of spending $6 million on Trusty. But that's no doubt. That's no saying anything bad about Liam Scales. It's been absolutely incredible for where he's came from to build a position in the Celtic squad and build a position last year and up to now in the first 11. He's one of the first starters. So we can always see what Brendan thinks in the training and where he sees Liam Scales or Trusty, who he sees to partner Cameron Carter Vickers. But there's one thing for sure is that there's a lot of games this year, so there will be squad rotation. So either way, whether Liam Scales is viewed as in front or behind Trusty, he still will be contributing in a lot of games. I see that happening because we're going to be playing kind of minimum 60 games, you'd reckon, this year. So you're going to need kind of rotate the squad on a regular basis, you would think. And Liam Scales will be a massive part of that, and he deserves to be a massive part of that as well.
Robbie, there's a lot made of Austin Trusty's price tag as well. Like Celtic, there's assumptions being made that Celtic have all of a sudden paid $6 million for another defender, which means therefore Liam Scales is going to be replaced. Watching him yesterday, mate, how do you take him out of the team?
Well, you can't. It's exactly what we need, though. You know what I mean? Trusty's seen that as well, and he knows he needs to up his game when he gets his chance. It's great to see that. I said it there last week. P, or the week before, centre half. We need a centre half, and I was saying we need to just upgrade. We needed that upgrade. Whether Trusty's going to take Scales' spot now is another thing. And Rodgers, I don't know. He won't be so quick to knock things on the head and change them positions so quick. You know what I mean? Like he has Champions League experience, 2 scales. He actually played he's played all right in the Champions League, so he has, you know, and away from home. So yeah.
One of the games he got a man of the match as well.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So but no, Trusty is a great player, and you know what? One of my mates, he's unlucky enough to follow Birmingham, and he was raging that they didn't. He wanted him signed full time for them at the time, and he couldn't but get over. He says, "You're after getting a gem of a player there." Like, and as I said, I can't say I've followed the whole watch bits and pieces. I remember hearing him he was on the books at Arsenal there at the time and promising, but obviously things didn't go according to plan there. But yeah, time will tell whether he's going to knock scales off, you know, have the two Americans playing with each other. But as I said, it's just great. We need that competition, you know. The other player, you know, just not to be resting your laurels and looking over your back and just have that player. And it's great. We have that competition. We're going to have that steady 11 all year. And domestically, I can't see anyone touching us this year in the early days, but we're playing over skin at the moment. It's brilliant.
Yeah, what's before we let you go, Robbie, what's mostly impressed you about the squad in terms of the way things have went in the opening 4 games in the league, and then obviously the Hibs Cup game to get us through to the next round?
It's not. It's right. You can see Rodgers. Rodgers had to bring his A game, even up to the end of last year. Like we were, you know what we were like, hearts in our mouths watching the last couple of games last year before we got it over the line. But you see, Rodgers after bringing in his own tactics. Something similar to what he was before, I think, with Sinclair. You know, he does play that winger's game. That's his instructions. You know, get it out to the wing. He loves fast wingers. You know, the pace is there. It's just the tempo. The tempo we get out of blocks, like we're attacking. The confidence is there. Rodgers has been given time. I think. Like the US, that tour was brilliant. Probably one of our most successful tours, summer tours, the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And like you can see the confidence is brimming. There's none of this ball being played back. You know what I mean? Like we seen last year and other years gone by and stuff. And Rodgers is he's upped his A game, and he's you know, he's seen the way we stumbled over the line last year. You know, I know we had a couple of points to spare come the end of the year and stuff, but he's been given time to bring his tactics in, and as I said, I don't think it's much changed when it was 16 and 17 there, and it's everyone's rocking in the same boat. Like, you know, I'm not going to pick out anyone individually. Everyone's playing brilliant from Schmeichel to Kyogo, and you know, I just hope Ida gets a few games under his belt now and gets back into the rhythm of things the way he left us last year. So yeah, look, all good, guys, all good.
Yeah, Robbie, well, thank you very much for taking the time with us tonight, mate. Hope you enjoy the international break, and I hope you get the good news that you want, that Liam Scales manages to get a game for the national team as well, mate.
See you later, boys.
Right, take care now. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you to Robbie. I've just seen a wee comment, and it's came to my attention. Tobias Jugimus has put it in the comments there. Just to finish with Robbie. He said, the sad news out, boys. The Squirrel Bar is to close on the 31st of October. And then he says, Big Skin was a legend through Celtic pub down the Gallagate for me. Gutted. Tobias, to our knowledge, and we're weekly in the Squirrel Bar recording for the podcast, mate. I don't know where that news just came from, but it's completely false from what we've been told by the bar guy, the manager of the bar. Rab, that owns the Squirrel, has told us that that's totally false, mate. So he said it was a silly rumour that had been put up through Google, and he doesn't know where it had came from. So it's yeah. So
it's better know we're on that every Tuesday.
Well, there's other comments come in, and apparently Ryan has just said that she's just posted it, talking about Lisa. So apparently it's on Facebook. Now we're on here, so I don't get a chance to see. As
Right.
so we'll need to we'll need to we'll need to have a chat about that. We're just finding out about this now.
I know. Right.
Thanks very much to the chat
Well,
for putting that in and informing us.
We'll need to change our video at the start.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. We'll need to do a bit of editing, I think.
Aye. Appealed in that
Like-
poster we just put up in it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's a shame if it is, but obviously we've got a different conversation we're going to have. But more touching on more touching on the game from yesterday. Like you says as well, Alan, I just think the whole thing as a collective was just absolutely breathtaking for Celtic from start to finish.
Aye, no, it was professional, accomplished. What the words are says, it was the way we worked together that can impress me. It's the togetherness we've got, and you can see that. You can see Paulo Bernardo when Callum McGregor scores as well, running down the touchline to celebrate with him, and he's just been subbed off. So you see the kind of togetherness and the cohesion that's within the squad, within the team, that Brendan's got that. So it's got to be great going forward that we've got that kind of togetherness, because if we add the kind of quality that we've just brought in there with that kind of togetherness, it's all going to bode well. And you're looking at what as well, the midfield yesterday, that just dominates any team in Scottish football. That's basically where we're winning games. And I know that we score goals to kind of Kyogo, Nicholas Kuhn, Dyson Maida, but that middle three, and when Matt O'Reilly was there, we just seem to overpower and kind of take the ball off the other teams and then make really precise passes that just open teams up right away. So that middle three is imperative for us going forward.
Yeah.
And I think as we look, Paulo Bernardo's come in and he's really made a statement as well with that performance yesterday. And as I say, I'm probably Rio Hitate's biggest fan, but if Bernardo continues to play in that fashion and Engels is going to come in, Brendan is going to have quite a difficult decision to make within who's going to be the starting three in that midfield, because it's a good headache to have as well, because the three of them, and hopefully four when Engels comes in, are playing at the top of their ability. And as I say, I think any kind of team in this in the country in this league coming up against that midfield are going to be having nightmares about that, because we just seem to dominate every single game that we've played so far this year, and yesterday was no different.
Yeah, 100%, mate. The way the team played, everything, everything that's been worked on, in my opinion, Alan, from pre-season, has just continued into the domestic campaign. The level of performance, the high intensity, the way we press, often on the ball and off the ball. Just everything, mate. The team camaraderie, everything's on right in a right good place.
Yeah.
To add to that as well, one thing I did think was remarkable, the transfer window there. I thought it was absolutely remarkable that we managed to ship out over 20 players off our wage bill, but then replaced some of those guys with quality and a different level of player this time to really help us kick on and make an assault on all fronts. You're getting against teams like Manchester City and Chelsea. You took 4 off them, took 4 off the DC United. So as Robbie was saying there, Alan, it was a successful pre-season tour for us. Probably the best we've seen for quite a while, actually, because normally in pre-season we're not the best and we're always trying to get this this way of doing things and try to shape up this way and try to do this, and results maybe aren't the greatest. But when we saw the team performing, we were all kind of buzzing. We were like, yes, here we go. And then, like I says, mate, it's just been a continuation. We've played 4 games in the league and a 5th game in the cup so far, and we've absolutely annihilated. No, 3 goals, 4 goals. I think the lowest scoring game we've had was 2.
Mm.
The 2-0 at Easter Road. But
Uh,
this is what I'm saying as well. Up until the weekend there, Casper Schmeichel's only had 1 shot on his goal in the league. We've not conceded yet in the league. That's 4 clean sheets for Casper. He must be up here going like that himself. This is dead easy. You know, I know he's a true professional. I know he's no, but in a jokey term, you know, he's up here saying, this is easy. This must be, you know.
He has
And,
made a few good saves as well.
Yeah.
He's no, when he's been called upon, he's been there. So hopefully with our defence in Scotland is pretty solid, that the majority of the time that he'll not be called upon. But it's good to know that when he is needed, then he's there to provide the saves that are necessary for us to keep these clean sheets, to collect the 3 points that we need. So everything's looking really well at present, and within the defence and with Casper as well. It's you can't really pick up any faults at present, because we've not conceded it. We've conceded 1 goal in the cup winner.
Mhm.
That was Hibs winner. So apart from that, you're looking at, that was that looking header as well. It wasn't really much that Casper could do, you would reckon. So everything's looking really, really positive at present, and we just need to kind of make sure we stay on that trajectory and keep the positivity, and hopefully we continue this kind of vein of form for as long as possible.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I think the international breaks came at a bad time for us. I think the fortunate thing out of all that is McGregor's getting a rest this time.
Aye. Just hopefully that we've seen Carter Vickers yesterday leaving with the big boot on. So just hopefully that's going to be okay for after the international break. He's not been selected in the USA squad. So Austin Trusty. Sure, Carter Vickers is in it. So I don't know if that's due to injury or it's obviously probably been picked before. And hopefully that gives them time to recover, and we can get them back in after the international break.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And what I say is, if the guys are going away in international break, let's hope we don't get any other injuries now that can help to, you know, dismantle this good feeling that we've all got just now. I know it's a long 2 weeks, but the next game's again back to paradise. We take on Hearts on Saturday the 14th of September. Monty's in already with his team for the Hearts game. It's quite an interesting selection, actually. I'll put it up for you, Alan. He says Celtic v Hearts, Michael, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, Valley, Engels, McCown, Bernardo, Kuhn, Ida, and Forrest. That's, you know, that's a team in itself, isn't it? I mean, that's another team that we've got that we could fire out, and they're well capable of dismantling teams in Scotland, mate.
I think there will be a place in the Hearts game for the kind of new signings. It's quite a lot of money we've spent, but at the end of the day, we spoke about earlier with Liam Scales and Paulo Bernardo. If they're given the kind of performances at that kind of top level that we've seen, it's going to be hard to displace them in the first 11. So even if we've kind of spent that amount of money on new players, it's going to be difficult to shift these guys if they're putting in these level of performances. So I think Monty's team might be a wee bit kind of drastic, shall we say. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, just like that, you know.
Of course,
but
100%.
We'll wait and see what happens with the starting lineup against Hearts. But I think whatever lineup we put out, it will be a relatively strong one, and you would expect us to get the 3 points as we have been doing.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I think obviously Hearts there in a bit of a poor run of form just now as well, and I think the Celtic playing at this intensity, Alan, I think it's going to be, and again, I don't mean this very disrespectful if there's any other clubs fans watching on, but Celtic are playing the way we are. Listen, I think a lot of the teams the team we beat yesterday comprehensively are the second best team in the league since last season. So they get nowhere near us. So if Celtic are playing the way we are just now, or even to a small percentage close to what we're doing, I don't think any other teams are going to be able to live with, Alan.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking very positive at present. Obviously, Aberdeen are sitting in second place at the minute. They look as if their new manager's got them playing pretty well. They've picked up maximum points so far.
Yeah.
I think that's the last 9 games they've won in a row, and that's including obviously I think it's the group stage of the League Cup and the League Cup itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Aberdeen are playing pretty well. They look like the team that's kind of might give some of the teams a bit of something to think about. But as I say, if we play the top of our ability and what we're capable of, I don't see. There will be slip-ups during the season. There's never a perfect season, but I don't see many teams giving us any problem whatsoever if we play to that capability.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I think you're spot on. Thanks, Alan, tonight for coming on, having the wee chat with us. Thanks to the callers, Francis and Robbie, for coming on and giving us your thoughts on yesterday's events. Thanks to everybody else that's tuned in tonight, also in the chat and at home, if you're watching. I do apologise I've not been able to get every single comment up, but I've done my best to try and get some up for you. We'll be back, obviously, with an episode of Take Me to Your Paradise this week. So keep an eye for that, and keep an eye for the next time when we're live later in the week as well. It is an international break now, so we're not on this week again talking about a pre-match or doing a post-match again. But for the time being, folks, hail, take care. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and it's totally free to do so. Please like and subscribe and share it amongst your Celtic family. But above all else, take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, hail.